guys, so we decided to put together a first aid kit. This is geared towards everything you'd need in like a trauma situation, but also it's geared towards things that you need on like an everyday situation. So we got a ton of things here. We're all going to put it in this Yeti loadout box essentially, because it'll hold everything, keep everything dry. With all this bandage material, we just want to keep it as dry as possible. So we've got, I guess we'll start with some bandage material that we've got. So we've got 4 rolls of vet wrap here. We've got like roll gauze and roll cotton essentially to wrap on the leg itself before we put any sort of vet wrap. So if you were dealing with a cut or a scrape or anything like that, we'd be able to wrap it, put some vet wrap on it, and we'd be good to go. We've got some like super absorbent trauma pads. So essentially if you're dealing with a lot of bleeding or you just need to hold some pressure on something, we've got these abdominal extra absorbent pads essentially that we can use in that situation. There's like 4 of these surgical towels that I'm going to put in here. That way we can also absorb a lot of stuff. You know, we got everything we need to bandage things up. I've got a tourniquet in here. We're going to need to be really careful with this, but if there's a cut, like say on a paw pad or something down low where we need to put a little pressure and keep things from bleeding, we've always got one of these. We don't want to leave it on for very long, but if we've got a lot of bleeding, we can put a tourniquet on a leg and we can stop the bleeding for a little bit. So we got that. I've got some like antiseptic kind of stuff. So we've got a betadine scrub pad in here. We've got, we've got triple antibiotic ointment. So we've got some alcohol. We got hydrogen peroxide essentially. We've got a couple of rolls of white tape. So this can be used a lot of ways, but it's almost essentially like duct tape, except it's not waterproof, so it's going to work really well. You know, I've got all sorts of removers essentially. So if we needed to take staples out, if we needed to take bandage material off, I've got bandage scissors in here as well. You know, in case we had like a scenario where a dog ingested something and we're worried about, you know, trying to get them to throw up. We got hydrogen peroxide here. I've got syringes here to be able to administer that. So we've got 4 of those in there. I've got a thermometer because you always need to know temperature wise for like overheat or like hypothermia scenarios. Got a stapler here. Then kind of moving into our medication essentially, we've got some eye wash that you can use after you're out in the field to kind of wash out some, you know, any of those sorts of like seeds or you know, you're concerned about something that's going on in their eye, you can always use this sterile eye wash solution that should last quite a while. And then I've got Antibiotic Eye Drops. Essentially, I've got some medicine in here that you'll need to make sure it's okay with your vet, but we've got medication as far as like carprofen goes, and then we've got Benadryl as well. So we've got those 2 things in here. We've also got some metronidazole in here, so if we're dealing with some diarrhea scenarios, we've got propectolin, which is a probiotic for dogs when they're dealing with diarrhea. So we got those things. I've already talked about tobramycin. I put a foil mylar rescue blanket in here, so in case we're dealing with a hypothermia situation, you don't have any way to warm your dog up super quick, this is some way that you could. It's pretty small and compact, so it'll fit in here really nicely. And then I've got some Hema Block, so essentially it's not like some powder. Essentially to stop bleeding, you can put your bandage material on. There's plenty of it in here. I'm going to put together a little video as well on how to use each thing individually. We'll try to put that together so that you got an idea of what you need to do. But you know, this kit, it's pretty comprehensive. It would work well for all the way from a pro trainer all the way down to just your everyday dog fellow that's looking to make sure they're prepared for a situation. Plus, got a little space in this loadout box for extra things as well. So just a good thing to have on hand.